I applied to them and I was like, there's no way they're going to accept me. And then they were like, yeah, we'll send you the yarn. And I was like, oh. Hello, I'm Kelly, also known as RowRow and Kades, and today we're going to talk about everything I've been knitting and designing over the last 2 weeks. Welcome and welcome back. We will kickstart off straight off the bat, because I don't have any housekeeping for a change, with what I'm wearing, which is my Ranunculus. I am a little bit worried about this sun because it's coming over and being a little bit annoying. I'm going to try and stay over there, but if it moves, I'll have to move. Well, it is going to move because that's what it does. Well, we move. Anyway, I'm going to try and avoid it, but I'll do my best. So this is my Ranunculus. I knitted this a year ago, 2 years ago. I can't remember. It is one of my most favourites to wear because I knitted it in, I'll show you this arm instead. I knitted it in, oh, sunshine. Truly Hooks Sparkle Sock and Suri Alpaca, and it is just the most, oh, it's like a hug in a jumper every time I put it on. I love it. It was in her Hosta colourway. I don't know if she still does that colourway or not. I got it in a bargain bucket in Yarndale like 3 years ago. And yeah, Ranunculus, in case you've been living under a rock, the Ranunculus is a yoke jumper knitted in the round from the top down, and you can literally do any weight yarn you want. This works for all jumpers though. You can use any weight yarn you want as long as you get gauge. That works for anything. However, I didn't get gauge. I didn't like the gauge from the actual top, from the pattern, sorry. So my gauge is slightly tighter. I think the pattern is 16 stitches, I want to say, in the round. And I got like 18, 19 around there. And I liked that better. I just thought it was so gapey in the 16 stitch gauge. So mine is 18. That sun is going to be really, really annoying. You can see it there. And you can't really see the sparkle in it all that much, but I still absolutely love it so much. I wanted a really loose fitting jumper when I did it. So I think the size I wanted to go for was a size 5, but because of the gauge, I ended up knitting the size 8, which made it the same as a size 5, if that makes sense. So yeah, I did 3/4 length sleeves because I do like a long sleeve, but then I'm always pushing them up. However, I have said this year that I only want to make long sleeve jumpers for a while, and I've made one, which was my Rococo by Sari Nordland, but it's purely down to time and not anything else. I'm currently knitting a pink velvet and I intend to make it long sleeved. But this is a 3/4 length sleeve because I do always just shove them up anyway. And I really like this jumper. It's just really comfy. It's really cozy and snug. I'm saying that, but it's nothing to do with the pattern itself. I do not, and I will stand by this. I will die on this hill. I don't get why it's such a popular pattern. I don't understand. It's just a top-down yoke. Like, there's loads of them. So I won't be knitting it again. I know lots of people knit it over and over and over again, but that's just not me. There's too many beautiful patterns in the world to knit something more than once. So yeah, I don't know. I love mine because of what I used to knit it in, and I like that it's big and baggy and everything. I like all that about it, but I don't understand the hype. Sorry. Right, I think my cat was at the window. Was she? 1 second. Yes, she was. And I think her neighbour's been feeding her because she's put a bit of chub on. Finished objects. Let's go on to them. So There is a reason that I can't have this podcast be very long today, and that is because today is Friday, the 21st of November. I normally record podcasts on a Thursday, but yesterday I was really, really ill with my time of the month, joys, and I just couldn't face recording at all. I felt so poorly. Are you coming to say hello now? Because you're just staring at me. Do you want to say hello? No. So I'm a day behind in what I should be doing. Like, I should have recorded yesterday, I couldn't. And so I'm recording it this morning on Friday the 21st. It is currently around 10:30 a.m. But I have a pattern to release. I have a pattern coming out today, and I've still got work to do for that. So I'm quickly jumping in and making a recording so that I can then just go and release this pattern. And here is the said pattern. So today is the release of the Athenaeum Cowl, which comes in two different versions. So we have there is a DK version. Oh, the sun is annoying. DK version. So if you're new here, the Athenaeum pattern that's inside out. The Athenaeum pattern is something that I've done a couple of times now. So we have the Athenaeum socks, we have the Athenaeum hat, we have the Athenaeum tee, and now we've got the Athenaeum cowl. And I've got another cat at the door. Hello. That's Dax back in. If you're new here, I have 4 cats. I know. My husband's a princess and just likes buying cats. I don't know. He has a problem. We have 4 cats and a dog. And yeah. Anyway, Athenaeum. So the Athenaeum tee, sock, cowl, hat, they're all based on like library bookshelves. They're based on like relaxing, chill, calm type of knitting. So it's not tricky at all. It's literally like a 2x2 rib and it's broken up. So the cowl is DK, and I'm going to put this on, but my microphone's gone inside. Oh, I hope you could hear me there. You got a bit shy. I'm going to put it on. Hopefully I don't knock my mic, but then you might not have been able to hear me for the last 8 minutes. Okay. So we have a DK version. It comes in this short cowl that just pulls over your head, or it also comes in a long cowl. I don't actually have a long cowl to show you because I just didn't have time to knit one, and I needed to get this pattern out because my testers have been waiting ages, bless them, and just other things got in the way, and I just didn't get time to knit a big DK sample. But it's in the pattern, so you do get this, the short version in DK. This one was actually not knitted by me. This was kindly knitted by Sam, who she jumped on board and was a sample knitter for me and knitted this version for me. This one is knitted in King Cowl what's it called? Homespun DK. And this is the Winter Sky colourway. It's kind of like a tweedy blue. It's beautiful. Beautiful yarn. It's really nice and soft and squidgy. And it has a lovely little halo. And that's my hair. And it's lovely. It's a lovely, lovely yarn for a commercial yarn as well. I can't remember what's in it. So I'll pop it on the screen because I don't think I've got any to hand. But yes, so that was the King Cowl Homespun DK. I think it does come in other weights as well. This is Winter Sky. And then I also knitted, I didn't knit that, I've just said that. So I didn't also knit anything. I've knitted the long version in the 4-ply. And this is, so you can wear this one just straight on, like a scarf, or you can wrap it double. Don't want to get lipstick on it. And have a really nice warm cosy. I prefer this type of cowl over that type of cowl. I do like that type of cowl when it's kind of in that in-between weather, when it's not quite cold, but it's a bit bitey. Whereas when it's cold, I prefer something like this. So this is the long version in the 4-ply. And this was knitted in Madrigal yarn in the desert colourway. If you haven't heard of Madrigal yarn, honest to God, he has blown me away this week, and I will tell you why. So, basically, I had bought a skein of desert coloured 100% merino Madrigal yarn at Yorkshire Yarn Fest back in May 2022. I thought I'd bought 2, but I hadn't. I'd only bought the 1. Anyway, thinking that I had 2 skeins, I caked one up and started knitting this. And I got to about, because it's obviously very long, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4 and a little bit repeats in, and I knew I needed 6. And I'd run out of yarn. And I was like, oh, well, I'll just go and get the other skein. Couldn't find the other skein. I haven't got another skein. I just made that up in my head. So, as you do. So I ummed and ahed about what to do. Do I just cast it off at 4 repeats? And I was like, but that'd be a really thin, long cowl, and that's not what I'm going for. I really wanted the 6 repeats in. So I wondered what to do. I ummed and ahed. And then I looked on his website and he did have some in stock. So I messaged Eddie, he's called, the dyer from Madrigal Yarns. I messaged Eddie and I said, look, how feasible, this was Friday last week, so a week today, gone. Gotta make no sense sometimes. Last Friday, I don't know what date it was, but it was last Friday, knowing that it's going to be released today, I messaged him and I said, look, how feasible is it for you to get me a skein of that yarn by like Tuesday? Like, I'm really struggling. And he said, well, the thing is, he said, I only dyed it in 2021 and then I didn't dye it for a little bit and then I dyed it again in 2023 and the dye lots are very, very different. Do you know what dye lot you've got? And me being me had lost the yarn label, so I didn't know what dye lot I had because I had no idea. So I messaged him back and I said, well, I bought it at Yorkshire Yarn Fest in 2022. And he said, oh, well, that would be this dye lot. And he said, I keep very good records. And I was like, okay, amazing. Anyway, put my organisation skills completely to shame, considering I couldn't even find the yarn label. He then went and basically he'd packed up because he's doing Harrogate Knitting and Stitching Show this week. It's like, I think it started, did it start Wednesday, I think? Or Thursday, and it goes on till Sunday. I'm not 100%. I'm just going to have a little drink. Winter sun. It's so annoying. So, yeah, so he basically was talking to me on Instagram this entire time, and he'd gone and started rummaging through all the stuff he'd packed for Harrogate to find this. He had this one skein in this dye lot left that was 100% merino. That skein was obviously meant for me because I bought that in 2022 in 100% merino accidentally. I meant to buy it in a sock yarn and I bought it in 100% merino, and I remember coming home and going, oh no. But for some reason in my mind after that I thought I had 2. I don't know. But then I don't know anymore. Can't trust anything I think these days. But then brain. Oh, menopause is amazing, guys. It's just, do you know what I mean? Yes. So I bought this one skein in May 2022 accidentally because I wanted that colour, but I thought I was getting a sock yarn. Brought it home, was like, oh, I'm going to have to think of something to do with that. And then when I wanted to do this cowl, that came to me straight away and I was like, that'll look gorgeous, want that. He had one skein left over from then. It was obviously meant for me, wasn't it? That's where I was trying to get to. That was very, very long, but welcome to menopause brain. It's just a theme park in here. So Here it is. And so he searched out, through all his bags and everything, and he ended up finding it for me on the Friday. He popped it in the post on Saturday, and it was delivered here on the Sunday by Royal Mail. Royal Mail don't come out on Sundays, whether it's a Christmas thing. I don't know if they're like, I don't know. But it was delivered here Sunday. Super fast. If you don't know Madrigal Yarn, I heartily suggest you go and check him out, because he is hilariously funny and he's lovely. And the fact that he just did such amazing customer service for me for this yarn. What more can I say? I've wrote him a lovely testimonial, and I promised I would sing his praises. And here I am. La 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 la. Eddie is amazing. Okay. You have been told. So, yes, this is the long version. Obviously, if that was a short version, there'd be something wrong. I have a short version, which my lovely friend Em sent me to use for photos, and then I forgot to use it because I'm amazing. This is Em's short version. So she knitted this. I'm going to pop it on. I won't get lipstick on it, Em, I promise. So this is the short version in the 4-ply. So this hangs like a lot looser, because obviously it's a lot more drapey in 4-ply than it is in DK. The DK ones tend to sit up. This one just like hangs loose around your neck. Beautiful, beautiful, so drapey and lovely. She knitted this in another favourite of mine, which is the Die Shack. Where can I put it where the sun isn't going to be annoying? Hurry up and go over there. I haven't got a blind. I need to buy a blind. This is in the Die Shack, the Aubrey colourway, and it's like pinks and orange and green, and it's just absolutely stunning. I thought it was inside out. It's not. Beautiful, beautiful colour. So this is obviously the 4-ply version. Short version in 4-ply. I'm just leave me, honestly. I don't know why you watch. Right, I'm keeping that in a bag because I don't want my cats to sit on it and make it all furry. And that's it. So the cowl is out. When you see this, it's out. It comes out actually today, the day of me filming, Friday the 21st. If you're on my mailing list, you would have received a discount code for 15% off. If you're in my Patreon, you automatically, anywhere, for anything, get, it's 20% off if you're a pom-pom, all patterns, 30% off if you're a bobble, all patterns, and 50% off if you're Nups, all patterns. Plus, Nups get a free pattern every month. So if you haven't used your free pattern and you are in the Nups tier, then you can use it on that. So that is out now. Da, 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 da. There it is in the shops. It's not in the shops, it's just on Ravelry or Payhip. But you get both DK and 4-ply in the pattern, and I think I've already told you that, and a short and a long version of both, and yeah. There you go. I'm not very good at promoting these things. Fion's just sitting at the bottom of my tripod staring at me, and it's quite annoying. Yeah, you know I'm talking about you, but you won't come up for a cuddle though, will you? Come and say hello. Ah, I got her. Look. She's beautiful, but she's sassy and mean, and I'm putting it about. She's very, very sassy cat. I have scars on my arms from her being mean. She's mean. Okay, that is my only finished object. So we'll move on to whips. I have 3 whips. One of them is a lovely surprise. But first, I've got cat hair in my mouth. Go over there. I'm not doing anything with you. I'm doing this. First we have my pink fizz. So I had to order more yarn for it, if you remember, and I got 2 of these. I'm using it for a centre pull. This is Yarnsmiths Glare Merino Sock in shade 2K012, which is the grey heather colourway. I got two more of them because I wasn't 100% if I needed 1 or 2, and I really didn't want to run out again. I've since got onto the bottom ribbing, La la la. It's got a hole in the front and I don't know why. Oh. Oh, I've got a loop. Why have I got that? And it's causing a hole. I'll fix it. It's fine. It's fine. I've probably just dropped a stitch or something stupid. No, it's not a drop stitch. I think it's just the loop's being too loose. So we're nearly at the bottom of this now. I'm on the rib. I think it's like is it 3 inches of rib? I'm sure it's 3 inches of rib. It's quite long and that's about an inch. So, which is weird because the neck has like got hardly any rib at all. It's like a centimetre. What's that, like just under half an inch? But then the bottom's like got loads of ribbing. I don't know. And then I've got the sleeves to go. It's going on hold again though. It is going on hold again because I've got Christmas knitting to do, and I've got Christmas knitting to do. I've got a new design on the needles, which I'll show you in a minute. I've got my Cowl socks to do from the Cozy Toes Cowl, and I've decided that I'm going to do the Hyper Knit Along from Stephen West because I'm a glutton for punishment. But at least you can see it, and it's pretty. And I know what yarn I'm using and everything. So I'm going to do that. So I'm afraid this is going to be sat in a bag for a little bit. It'll probably be the thing that I work on once I've got my Christmas socks done. That might be what I work on when I'm editing, because I sit and knit sometimes when I'm editing, if the editing is not too tricky and I haven't made like 10,000 mistakes. So I'll sit and knit while I'm doing that. So it's going to be next to the computer, and then if I can pick it up, I will and see. And I'll keep you posted on what I do with it. But it's getting there. It's just, I'm going to be on Sleeve Island. I might try and do them 2 at a time because, I hate Sleeve Island. I really do. My next whip is a very small little titchy whip. Oh, this sun, I'm so sorry. A small little titchy whip, and it is my Under the Hill socks by me for the Cozy Toes Cowl. I've only done one pattern repeat, the cuff and a pattern repeat. This is where we are. Can you even see them? So this is a cuff down, heel flap and gusset sock pattern by me. I do have the finished one here of the original. Dax, move your nose. I'm going to get clonked. This is what they actually look like when they're finished. These were designed for, which is what I tried to tell you last time and then just like stopped halfway through. These are for, were for Skein and the Stitch Advent 2 years ago, I think. She did The Hobbit. So her Advent was based on The Hobbit, and I had to design some socks for the sock set Advent that she did. I didn't have to. She asked me nicely and I said, okay, then I will. And I got paid. So it wasn't like a forced exchange. So I designed these. That light's horrendous and I can only apologise, and I'll make sure that next time I record earlier so that I don't get that, because I don't really know how to stop it from happening. Go here. She was doing The Hobbit, so I did this, and this sock set was called Bilbo's Garden, which was just one of the 4 sock sets that she did. But Under the Hill is where Bilbo lives in the Shire. That's what his address is. Bilbo Baggins, Under the Hill, the Shire. Wherever that is. I don't know the rest. So I've cast them on and I've done one pattern repeat, and that's pretty much it. These need to be finished by the 29th of December. So it's not too bad, and could be, I was going to say Christmas Day knitting, but I do not knit on Christmas Day. And I know some of you will be shocked and horrified by that, but I'm pretty much busy doing other stuff and I don't really sit down and knit. So I tend to play board games and stuff. So yeah, I'll have to get them done like as soon as. Oh, dropping stitch markers. I am using Wild Magic Yarns sock set from her Yarnimal Crossing, which is based on Animal Crossing. This was the Cherry Tree sock set, and I'm using this one to do these. The pattern does kind of get a little bit lost in the pink, but I don't mind because I've already got a pair where you can see the pattern quite well, and I like these colours, so I am happy. Where did that stitch marker go before my cat steals it? Oh, I've got a little, I don't know if you have seen these before. This is my little sheepy stitch marker. Look at it, jumping along. These are from Little Alpaca. You get a pack of 4 or 5, I can't remember. But I love them. I have them all over the place. My cat loves them too. He keeps pinching them. Right. My last whip, which is a... it's been on the cards for too long. And I finally managed to cast it on because I've been working out the patterns. This is a new pattern by me. Some of you know about it. I'm just dropping everything. Some of you know about it, not all of you do, I don't think. I'm not 100%, you know, if I've said. But basically, I am doing Athenaeum jumper. Athenaeum is the pattern for me at the minute. I don't know what's going on. So here we are. This is as far as I am. So obviously, we've got the neck. That's as far as I'm getting. That's as far as I've got. If you just pinch that DPN. Oh, DPN fell out my bag. The cat pinched it. So Athenaeum jumper, this is going to be a top down, as you can see, yoke jumper, sweater, pullover, jersey, whatever you want to call it. It is top down in the round yoke. It's going to be a lot like the Athenaeum tee, only this will have long sleeves. And it's knitted in DK. I was very, very lucky and I got yarn support from Madrigal, of all people. Oh, and it is just absolutely delicious. This is my colourway. I chose the Ivy colourway and I am obsessed. So it's knitted in Madrigal Rios. Let me just grab a skein and show you what it looks like. So Madrigal Rios in the Ivy colourway. So it's worsted weight, so it's basically like an Aran. You get 192 metres, 210 yards. In this is 100 grams. And it is 100% superwash merino. And it's just beautiful, absolutely beautiful yarn. I love Madrigal so much. And when I applied to them and I was like, there's no way they're going to accept me. And then they were like, yeah, we'll send you the yarn. And I was like, oh. So I have this big old bag of Madrigal to knit this jumper in. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. It's a bit stinky though. I don't know what it is with their dyeing process, but it is very slightly like eggy. Oh, look at this. Like, I don't even know where to sit. What's going to be better? It's making me squint as well. It's annoying. It is what it is. I should have recorded yesterday. It would have been earlier and everything, and I couldn't. Let me just turn that a bit. Oh, I'm like Two-Face or something. Anyway, we just have to deal. I'm sorry. So I cast on the Athenaeum jumper. I cast it on 2 days ago and started on my size. I'm doing size I. Now, currently there is, I don't know, 19 sizes. Oh, my little brain has been struggling with all the mathematics. which is why it's taken so long. But you know, when I do the pattern breakdowns and go, look what's been released over the last 3 months, or look at some lovely summer ideas, or when I do those things, I always say at the beginning that if it's not size inclusive, it's not being included. I refuse. And if that's my stance, then I'm not going to design something that's not size inclusive. So this goes from a it goes from a 28-inch chest to a 65. I'm not 100%. I don't want to like be 100% on that and then it's not true. But it's over 60 and it's under 30. I'm pretty sure it's 28 to 64. I said 65, but that's not a size because they go up in twos. I think. I'm not 100%. I will pop it on the screen actually, because I'll just check the pattern and go, oh, it's actually this. It's got up to a 3-inch ease, well, as much ease as you like. If you want a big baggy one, that's up to you. Or if you want a super tight one, that's up to you. I've got my hair knitted into it already. But yeah, pattern recommends 3 inches of ease. Mine is going to be 2 inches of ease because of my size. I'm like a 45-inch chest, and so I'm doing the 47. It also has, if I can get this to work, because don't get your hopes up, this might never ever appear again. I might go, ugh, hate it. If I can get it to work, in my vision of the jumper, it's got the Athenaeum around the top like the T does, and then just a stocking stitch body. The sleeves are stocking stitch, they're long sleeves, but in my mind I wanted like the balloon sleeves that come down and then the bunch and what's it called? I keep wanting to say dramatic decrease. I don't think that's the word that I'm looking for, but we'll go with this. It's dramatic decrease and then your cuff. That's what I wanted, but I know a couple of people want to knit them for their husband or partners. And so I wanted to make it a little bit more unisex, and I don't think, like, don't get me wrong, if a man wants to wear a bubble sleeve, crack on. But I know that my partner, he's now my husband, I know my husband wouldn't want to wear a bubble sleeve. He would want a tapered sleeve. So I've calculated for a tapered sleeve as well in the pattern. So there's a bubble sleeve or a tapered sleeve. It might not work. So that's where we're at. That's where we're at. That's the inside out. This is where we're at. I absolutely love it, and I can't wait to get on with it. I did a little bit this morning. However, I do have a ton of Christmas knitting to do, and I'm going to do some little shorts, I think, that break down like each day how much knitting I've got done, so you can watch that. I have 2 pair of socks to knit, 2 hats to knit, and then I also have a cowl. Yeah, I also have a cowl to do for a design that's currently in testing with Patreons, and the Patreons chose a hat and cowl set that they wanted me to bring out. That's an old design, but it's just not available because it's still stuck with the magazine. There was an old design that was out in Let's Knit magazine, and they want me to like release it so it's available, because it's once they're in Let's Knit magazine it's fine, but then they're not available. They have very sneakily got stuff up on their website that's a paid, it's like a gateway. You have to pay to join, and then a lot of my patterns are on there for free, which they shouldn't be doing. But right, Gobby's gone back out. I don't even know if you could hear her, but she was driving me a bit batty. So I also have that to knit, but we're not releasing until January, so I can kind of like hold that off a little bit as well and knit that later. But I do need to get these socks and these hats done, and socks take a while. I have the yarn for one of the pairs of socks. I don't have the yarn for the other pair. So I'm just kind of like, I've got a lot to knit and not a lot of time to knit it in. So there was other things I had to tell you about. The cat's knocked my notepad off, and I don't know where it is. Oh, it's here. My life. So I've showed you the pink velvet, I've showed you under the hilt, and I've showed you the Athenaeum jumper. So the testing for those things that I was talking about just there is in full swing. That's these. This is the cowl. The reason I have to knit a cowl is because I only have the long version. So I need to knit a shorter version of this. This is currently called Fall Favourite, or Fall Favourites, I can't remember, which was named by the magazine, but I don't like that name. So the Patreons have come up with 20 different name ideas, and they are currently voting. And I think the winner at the minute is Winter Branches or something like that. They're all thinking it looks like a tree with the leaves blown off, which I totally see as well. So this is the long version of the cowl. Again, it's like the Madrigal one that I showed you, the Athenaeum one. This is a DK, so it's a lot more snugger than what I showed you of the 4-ply one that I had. This will, like, oh, it's lovely and cosy. So there is a hat, but I don't know where it is. But this will be released around January time once we've all finished knitting it. And then they'll be voting for another one to do, because I've got tons of old magazine patterns that are just sat there and not available. And I just wasn't getting them out because I've been so busy with everything else. But now I've made that part of Patreon to try and, like, it gives me a little bit of, what's it called? I'm so sorry, my brain has just left the building today. What's it called? Oh, but you're all shouting at the screen. Oh, I can't remember. Where you do something and it makes you do it more. If I get the Patreons to choose for me, it's like, right, this is what you have to do now. Whereas when I just look at them all together, I don't know where to start. I don't know which one to do. I get really flustered, and it makes me really overwhelmed. So to get them to choose, last month I gave them a selection of 3 to choose from, and out of the 3 they picked that one. And then, so I'm now working on it, and they're testing it, and it'll be brought out, they're naming it, everything. They're doing all of that as part of their tiers. It's the Bobbles and Nups who are doing it. And then it'll be out and in the world, and then we'll move on to the next one. And that's what we're starting to do on Patreon, and it's lovely. Talking of Patreon, I need to welcome Gemma back to the fold. It's lovely to have you back, and it's lovely in Patreon. What happened there? The light all changed. I've still got a square on my mouth. Welcome to Gemma. It's lovely to have you there and joining the gang. And thank you so much for coming back and joining us again. What else have we got going on in Patreon? We're doing the testing. They got a really long vlog last week, last Wednesday. Oh my God, it's back again. I think it was an 1.5 hour long vlog they got. And in December we are starting our Crack the Whip mal again, which comes around every 3 months. And it just forces us all into finishing some outstanding whips that we've got, which is really handy. I did ask them, are you sure you want it for December? I don't want to put more pressure on you, or would you rather wait till January? And they've all went December, because they know that they've got stuff to do, and it kind of forces their hand. I mean, it's only a cowl, but it's just, or a mal, because you can crochet as well. I think it just pushes them, because there's winners in it. The person who does the most complete objects will win a pattern from me, and the person who is randomly drawn will win a prize from me. And it's usually like a project bag or a skein of yarn or something. So there's all that, and it just gives them a little bit more drive, I think, to get things finished. And that's the entire of Patreon. Pom-poms, bobbles and nups are all included in that. So that's coming in December. So that'll be fun. Last podcast, I forgot to draw the pattern winner from when I did 21 underrated knitting and crochet patterns from the summer. And I said, whoever, if you wanted one of these patterns, it's the cat at the door. If you want one of these patterns, would be a competition just from the comments, and you would win one of the patterns. Sorry, my cats are being absolute pains in the bum. So I didn't draw it. I totally forgot to draw it. So I'm going to do that now. Let's get this winner. I hope you can see this because the light is so bad. is that? So that is Rita May 7526, and she said, what a great selection of patterns. I think the mosaic crochet jumper is beautiful and it would be my pick. Great episode. So Rita May 7526, I will link you below and I'll pop your name on the screen. If you see this, you need to get back to me, get in touch, and I will send you that pattern through Ravelry. Comment below on this one that you've found me, and then we'll sort it out from there. Thank you so much for everybody who watched that video and everybody who entered, and I hope you enjoy it, and I've got some more of that sort of thing coming very soon. The last thing I want to share with you is an acquisition. This only arrived yesterday. So this is from a new to me yarn dyer, not yarn designer, yarn dyer that I have found on Etsy, just randomly, and she was selling some beautiful sock sets, and I ended up getting one for me, and then I did get another one for somebody else. I can't show you the other one purely because they haven't got it yet and they watch. So I can't show you, but I did get this one for me. So this is Erica and Eleanor, and I got this beauty. It's like a cream with like flecks of green and browns in there, and you get this lovely taupey brown mini to go with it. Her label is a little bit loose. It's 75% superwash wool and 25% nylon base. It doesn't say the weight, but just looking at them I can tell that's a 15, that's a 20. And yeah, her label, I think she's using like this type of printer, which is one of them where you don't need ink for. I can't remember what they're called, but you don't need ink for them. But the problem with them is if you put sellotape over the top, the ink fades underneath, and I think that's what she's done. But you can just about see her name under her label there. Under her label? Under the sellotape on her label. But Erica and Eleanor, I will pop a link below. She had some lovely sock sets and they were really, really budget friendly. So yeah, there we go. There is not much life stuff going on because everyone's back in school and college, and we're just kind of plodding along and waiting for Christmas really. We did have some sad news in that regular viewers will know that our local, we have like a brewery in our village. There's not a lot in our village at all. We have a working man's club, which for those who aren't in the UK is basically a very old club type building that years ago only men were allowed in. And then the rules eventually changed around the 70s. I remember my mum and dad used to go to one in the late 80s, early 90s when I was a kid, and I used to, when I was a teenager, I would go in with them, but I still wasn't allowed in certain areas because I was a girl. It was really like, we have one in the village, girls are allowed wherever they like now. Joy. We're even allowed to play pool. I remember I wasn't allowed to play pool in my mum and dad's one. Yeah, so we have a workman's club. It's not great. It's, I don't know, it's one of them places where when you go in, you have to just stand at the bar and wait until everybody's seated because you'll steal somebody's seat, things like that. It's not great. We have one pub that's kind of the same. It's a bit like tumbleweeds and everyone stops what they're doing when you walk in. I don't know, we're not born and bred here, and some of the born and bred people here can be a little bit funny. But we did have this out the back of my house. There's allotments, and then behind that is like a bit of an industrial estate. It's a tiny little industrial estate. There's like 4 or 5 units on it. But one of the units was a brewery, and they were making their own beer there. And every fortnight they open it, and it's like a pub, and you can go in there and have their beer. And we love it. It's really nice. It's quaint. It's like twinkly fairy lights in there, and it's not warm or anything. It's not like the most comfortable place, but it's just lovely. The atmosphere is always lovely. The bar staff, the owner and everything, love them, and we just have a really nice time. And he's closing and we're really sad, and next weekend is the last ever time he's going to be open. It's also bad because Terry with his anxiety, my husband with his, he has very, very bad anxiety, You can't travel very far, so that was ideal for us actually going out, because we don't get to go out, and now it's closing, so it's a bit like, oh, what are we going to do? So I'm a bit sad about that, but it is what it is in this climate that we're living in. It is 21st November today, and I will be doing Vlogmas. So whether normal podcasts continue during Vlogmas, I'm not 100%. I don't want to say it until I've started, because Vlogmas is huge. So that's like a week and 2-3 days Vlogmas will start. So there won't be another podcast in between. There'll be a different episode next Sunday, and then Vlogmas will start. So whether I do a podcast or not, I'm not 100%. I'll try to. Because I will try and keep up with just day to day, so you just basically see day to day, because there's not going to be that much Christmas stuff going on. There is some, but my kids are big now and they're not into going to see Santa or anything, so we'll do bits and bobs, but there's not going to be a lot. And I'm not really one for going out Christmas shopping. I do sometimes, but not much. Unfortunately, I buy most of it online because I don't have a lot around me. So it just makes things a little bit easier. But I am going to stick to Vlogmas, and just so you can see day-to-day life and everything. It's kind of what the Patreons get all the time. But you'll get it like each day, as long as I can keep up with that. Yeah, so I am going to be doing that. I don't think there's much else to tell you. I think that's it. I think that's everything. I was going to shout out some podcasters, because I've got a lot of new ones and I wanted to do that, and I haven't wrote down who I was going to shout out. I do want to thank Sarah from the Knit and Forecast for shouting me back. I shouted her out last week, or last episode, and she shouted me out on her latest episode, and I think I got a little influx there, because it kind of went blub, blub. It's going blub, 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 because of the MCAL, but it kind of went like that last week a lot, and I was like, oh, what's going on here? So I think that might have been from Sarah, so thank you very much, Sarah. Okay, so the two that I have been enjoying this week is, well, I'm watching lots, but I've just found so many lovely new ones. And just in case you haven't found these, the Happy Knitting Podcast is one of them. She's got a lot more subscribers than me, but she's just really, really lovely. I don't remember her name. I've only watched a few episodes, but I really enjoy it's the things that she's knitting are just like, oh, that's pretty. Oh, that's pretty. Like, I really, really like what she's actually making. I am behind on her. I've got a couple to catch up with. But Julia, she's called Julia. And yeah, she's German, but she lives in the UK, I think. And she just knits really pretty, beautiful things. And then the other one is Knit by AJ. She's about the same sort of level of subscribers as me, and she's Addie. And I really like how she does stuff. She like has, I might get this wrong because I've only seen a couple of episodes and it's been a little bit. I know she went off because she'd hurt her finger badly, and so she hasn't been able to knit. So I haven't seen her for a little bit, but she, like, I think she was timing how long it took her to knit things and things. I can't properly remember now, but I really found it interesting. I was like her statistics from each thing that she knit was really good, and she also knits really cute things. I know she was knitting little dog baubles for her Christmas tree, but they looked like her actual pet dogs, and it was so cute. And she knit some really cool Halloween socks that were just amazing colours. I loved them. So yeah, Knits by AJ and the Happy Knitting Podcast. They're my two for this week. If you have any other podcasts that you think I should go and check out, please drop them below, because I am proper getting back into it. I dropped right off it, and I didn't watch anybody for such a long time. I think with the wedding and everything, I didn't have the brain space at all. But now that all that's done, I am like well into watching the podcast. I'm currently going through all of Rewilding Jude's, because I completely stopped watching him altogether, and I love watching Jude. And so I've gone right back. So I'm way behind, but I'm getting there. Right, I'm going to go because it's been an hour and I really need to release a pattern. So it's been lovely chatting with you all. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for watching to the end. If you did get here, you're a superstar. No. I always lose the plot by the end of this. If I've forgotten to tell you anything, I will pop back and let you know. But until then, I will see you very, very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.